Hey everybody, Slay here. With all the new premiums coming out and everything, I have kind of neglected this gym here, but this is the ensue 1070. It is currently the highest tier French plane in the game at tier 8. It is the tier 8 ground attacker, and it has some really distinguishing qualifications that make this thing just such a badass plane. So first things first, the guns. While only having two 30s, these 30s are very similar to the tier 10 German MEP 1102B, which if anybody knows me, those guns on that thing are just absolutely fantastic, and you know that I'm a huge fan. On the rear there, it has a couple 20s for a turret, so it's, you know, got pretty decent rear gun as well. That, you know, centered in the the rear aft fuselage, so it's able to hit most targets that are, again, trying to get behind it. The lacking quality in this plane is definitely going to be the bombs. The bombs are only 100 kilogram bombs. They aren't that strong at all. You get 10 of them, sure, but they're a super long reload. And as you'll see here, I try and be cheeky and I just drop a couple, seeing what I can do, because in most other planes I can come in and do that. But obviously I haven't taken this plane in training room, and yeah, I just totally flub it up right there. My bombs don't do anything, but luckily I have 5 left, so I have plenty of space to you know, drop some more and try and do stuff with them. Now, one thing definitely about this plane too, if you're going to compare it to the tier 8 329, is its airspeed is slower at 320, where the ME 329 gets 385 airspeed. But where this plane kicks everybody's ass at this tier is stall speed. For an attacker, it only has an 85 stall speed, so you're able to pull up and keep up with people trying to get away from your nose, which they're going to want to do because those guns are absolutely ridiculous. So definitely a slow start to me, this game. Just like the German tier 10, one thing I love to do in this plane is definitely hunt the GA that are incoming. So as you see here, I'm just going to shred apart this 329, and yeah, he died in just a couple seconds. So it's a 329, I believe. Yeah, this IL-8 most of the game. I'm sitting here like next to nothing hit points and making things disappear. So we secure the middle, which is obviously very, very important. But just look how slow this thing is. This thing is not a fast GA by any means. But it's really fun to play, and it prints credits like pretty much no other. I don't know why I always seem to make about 300 to 400,000 credits when I play this thing. Maybe because I just do better in it. But I just feel like compared to even my IL-10M, this is a huge contender for credit printing. And if I'm flying my RB-17, the game's usually over so quick because we're so dominating when you fly an RB that you just don't make as much money as, you know, you would like in RB-17. I think the most credits I ever made was, I had something like 19,000 points in my RB, and it was just shy of 600k credits. But the reason that game lasted so long is because I sat over a command center and my team kept flying in and dying, and I just kept bombing and bombing and bombing, and yeah, it was a huge amount of air-to-ground damage, and it just racked up the score. So here you see the enemy Spitfire just kind of ignores me, which he's going to figure out as a mistake very fast. I'm at next to nothing hit points. I'm at like 90 hit points. He turns on me. He's starting to get rear gun, and now I'm like, holy crap, I'm going to die. Not so much. My bot comes in and kills him. Thank goodness. So we have the missile base. You know, the only place to go now is to these garrisons or to the airfield. So I'm going to push on to this garrison, and there's the other Spitfire. And this one, yeah, he's going to end up coming right at me. And you guys are going to see why that's kind of a mistake. Well, he didn't really come at me, but he should have done a lot more maneuvering than he did. I don't know why he didn't turn on me and shoot me there. He could have easily killed me. But he ends up getting killed, and air defense aircraft gets me there. I can't remember if that was my only death this game, but, you know, it was to be expected. I was at next to no hit points. Not much you can do at that point. You're an attacker. You have to get back to attacking. So the only thing you can do really is die. I mean, if you're lingering outside of a cap in an attacker, you're not helping your team at all. So you always got to put yourself in a position where you can go in and attack planes, or attack targets, sorry. So I already got a decent score. But we're starting to have a pretty commanding lead now. Once you have this missile base in this map, it's pretty much game over. But luckily it flips a couple times this game, which makes it a lot funner. And I'm fighting with a Sysjack from HVAR. He's a really good player. He's taken out his ME209A, which, again, if anybody knows me, you know that's a plane I hate. The 30 that it gets is the TAS 30, and it feels great on the TAW because there's 4 of them, or 3 of them, sorry. On the 209, you just get the 1, and then you get a couple 20s, so it just does not feel like a good plane at all to me. Again, this is 100%, you know, me. So I'm just doing what I can here to butter up this soft target. Going into this airfield, you know, obviously you want to take the big targets there, which I do, and you guys all saw it right there. There was a bombardier kill right there. I just don't get credit for it. But I'm pretty sure I saw a plane blow up when my bombs hit. But you never know. We flip this. Now it looks like it's time to start heading back to the military base because they just kept it.
Show them who's boss. Receiving reports about rapidly deteriorating weather conditions. Support will be unable to reach you. Do you read me? Over. The enemy is launching rockets at us from the military base. Take action.
Trying to get back there as fast as I can. Only going 400, and that's definitely where this plane's lacking. One thing you want to keep in mind when you are playing this plane is you do have that incredible stall speed, so if you see something above you, pull up and just go do what you can. It looks like the enemy has a 109 TL there, which is a pretty threatening plane to this aircraft, and then the IO-8 just rams me. But if you look there, I don't even think I took, you know, more than 10 hit points damage from that guy. That was insane. So this thing just kind of just rams right through things, which is pretty funny. But then again, that IL-8 is just a tier 7 plane, so round 2 on this middle here, you know, soften up the weak targets and then just drop the rest of my bombs because that first pass didn't really do anything. So do as much as I can there. I look behind me and realize, crap, it's still not enough. But that's all we need to take this military base. And I reserved 1 bomb for this, what I'm about to do here. I'm pretty sure I can gun most of it down, but I end up dropping the bomb anyways. That's enough to take it. There's that 109 TL. Coming right back at me. Very dangerous plane there. It's got a couple 30s and a couple 20s. Horrible plane. If you don't want to see that thing when you're in a GA. It's like seeing a 262 if you're in a GA. You just don't want it. But rear gun makes quick work of him. And now I'm getting asked for help on Discord. He's being chased by 2 Spitfires. Why not? Let's go do that. It's one thing where this plane is pretty comfortable is, again, engaging those planes in the sky and just shredding them with these 30s. And don't ever do that. Don't ever go head on with this plane. Its 30s will just eat you alive. So the game's starting to wrap up here. It's definitely much more in our favor at this point. We're gonna go try and knock out this garrison and this airfield and then move on from there. And we are getting down to a couple of the last 3 people, look like. So it's getting pretty interesting. They just 3-capped us. But I can't stress enough to you guys, if you have a badass SE-100 crew, think about picking up this plane. If you like attackers, pick this plane up. dump your SC-100 crew in there,
Keep it up.
and just
Victory
laugh
is almost
as you dominate the skies in this thing. It's like playing, you know, the tier 11 German GA, but at tier 8. The guns are just fantastic. Now, granted, the tier 10 German GA obviously has the speed, and that is one of its key features. But to me, one of the saving graces about that plane is its guns. And this plane literally gets almost identical guns, but 2 tiers lower. But you only get half the guns that is, but totally worth it. You can do wonders with only half the guns. So I realized it's just I believe the GA and one other aircraft here, so I'm gonna go clean this up and then we'll head back to the hangar. It is a Spitfire and I am at like 200 hit points, so could go south for me, but I don't think they have any chance of winning at this point. So come down here and just clean up this 329. I mean, not that hard. Pick up Wing Legend. Mind you, I haven't flown this plane in about a month and a half. It's just one of those things where you can pull it out of the garage and just do wonders with it. It's an amazing GA. Kind of enact my Stormtrooper aim here. I don't know why he's leading so much. I saw he was in a heavy dive, but I throttled that back and picked up the last kill there as well. So I pick up a Wing Legend, Conqueror, Kozudub Medal, an Unstoppable. It looked like Flying Revenge. But one thing I did learn about the Kozudub Medal, I didn't realize this guy was the highest scoring ace for the Ally side during World War II. Just decided to wiki, you know, the name Kozudub, and you know, up pops up Ivan Kozudub. So I'm sure I'm butchering his name, but obviously a pretty cool medal that they have in the game. So moving back to the hangar, let's see how much credits we can make in this bad boy. Looks like I made about 300k. Had around $1 million when I went in. And yeah, 359,000 credits. Beautiful game. Very easily done. You know, over 4,000 damage to air targets. 58,000 damage to ground targets, which is not amazing a lot to ground targets, but you know, it is enough to get the job done. And it's enough to print credits. There's nothing really I can say about this plane that would be a complaint. It is a little slow. If it was faster, it would be probably OP. I do appreciate the slow stall speed on this plane, and I just absolutely love the 30s. The 30s are freaking ridiculous. It's got the slowest rate of climb, you know, between the 329 and it. The 329 climbs at like 58.4. This thing only climbs at 50.50. So really, there's not very many areas that this plane is better at. It has the same turn speed, but like I said, the 30s just work so much better on this plane, and it just makes it an all-around better experience than playing your 329. And again, if you have a ridiculous SC-100 crew, they fit very well into this plane. But there's those 30s. So if you'll look, it's a 340 damage, 330 DPS, 700 range. I'm about to pull up the 1102B and show you guys how almost identical these guns are. So that's 340 DPS, 330 rate of fire, 700 range. There's those two 20 turrets on the back, which is pretty nasty. One skill I can definitely pick up to help with the bombs, it would be the bomb skill that makes bombs and rockets do like 15% more damage on my pilot. But I don't have that on my SC-100 because he doesn't have any bombs or rockets on it. So if I wanted to spec him out specifically for this plane, that's what I would definitely recommend picking up. Let's go ahead and go take a look at that 1102B and, you know, compare the guns again. Again, these were 340, 330, 700. And there's those weak bombs, just over 2,000 damage. Sure, you get a lot of them. They're just not that strong. Not that strong at all. And it wasn't 10 bombs, it was only like 8 bombs. So it's not a lot of bombs for as weak as they are. I'd rather have fewer bombs than that do more damage than a bunch of bombs that do no damage. But let's go ahead and pull up that 1102B and see what we got. I originally pulled up this BVP, I'm like, wait, I'm an idiot. So here's your guns, 350 DPS, 330 rate of fire, 700 range. So it's only got 10 less DPS, same rate of fire, same range as the tier 10. So you're talking slightly less harder hitting, you know, but it is essentially a tier 10 gun that plays just like the German GA at tier 8. You absolutely can't beat that, guys. If this plane ever goes on sale and you're wondering about picking up this plane, I hope this video helps you guys choose that maybe you would want to pick it up. I'm not trying to sell you things for wargaming, but it's definitely worth it. Anyways, guys, that was the NC 1070. Thank you for watching. You guys have a good night.